Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins, we've got the special report for you today. We're reporting from Turkey, high atop a castle. And let me tell you, this city, it's old. But let me tell you, these videos that we've got, they're not old, they're brand new, and they're coming in real fast to Third Phase of Moon. So let's take a look at the first UFO sighting just in. Feast your eyes on this.
All I gotta say is, wow, look at this. What a great way to start off the show. Buckle up, we're just getting started. This looks like, it's kind of funny to say. It looks like a saw blade up there in the sky, just cruising right there next to that a radio station. And it's not moving at all. Really, it's just staying in that kind of certain area. Look at that thing. It's rotating. You almost see a space in between the center point of this craft. Is this real? I like the shake of the camera. It looks pretty legit in the way the camera's zooming in and it's going past the lines over there. It's looking pretty official to me. I'm digging this video. What's your opinion, guys? Let's hear it. Okay, let's play this a few more times. Get that close up. There it is. I do see that center space. It seems to be empty. How big is this thing? I'll estimate maybe about 15 to 10 feet. Again, we don't see no means of propulsion. This does not look like your typical balloon. This looks something kind of ominous. And if I saw this in the sky, I might want to take cover. Look at the edges. They're so sharp. Let's get one more close up of this again and just observe the phenomenon coming in. I like this. I'm deeming this legit as far as I'm concerned. Okay, we're just getting started tonight. A lot more coming in. Let's get back to Blake in Turkey. Let's just see what he's got to say.
All right, guys, I want to get your thoughts on what you think that UFO was. I got Brent. He's in the Hollywood Hills. Again, I'm in Turkey. We're on location. This place is absolutely incredible. It's a whole civilization built out of a natural environment. We're gonna do a little tour, but first, take a look at this video. And Brent, I want to get your thoughts.
All right, let's roll this a few more times. The cube-shaped UFO flying at 30,000 feet. We've seen it before, and we're looking at footage that's basically makes you wonder what's being seen next to these commercial airliners. And we're looking at this cube-shaped object. It looks metallic, and it doesn't look like your typical balloon. This thing looks like a some sort of drone, but we don't know where the drone's coming from. Could this be something otherworldly, or maybe something made in some unacknowledged program? That's the question we're asking right now. What is this? We're gonna put some filters on it just to kind of see a little bit more of the object. And again, this thing's square. It looks like a box, but it looks like a box made out of stainless steel metal. Crazy. Again, no means of propulsion. We're not seeing no propellers. This isn't a drone, people. And I'm ruling out this being a balloon too, because you don't see many square balloons, especially the ones that look like this. It seems that it has purpose and it has meaning and intention on where this thing wants to go. This is wild stuff, and we've been getting a lot of submissions recently from people that are filming right out of a commercial airliner. They're just regular passengers, and they see something in the sky, and they're capturing the phenomenon pretty much on a daily basis. What's your thoughts of this, guys? This thing seems to be cruising at some speed. Could it be maybe the parallax of a plane going by the object and this thing's stationary, and then the parallax in the background creates maybe that motion? Or is this thing, cruising at maybe 500 to 600 miles an hour? We just don't know. And if it had a collision with one of these commercial airliners, I'm just saying, let's hope. I know ET wouldn't be having no collision. They're just too far advanced to have a problem with that. But maybe something with our own assets, they might be a little clunky and may make some mistakes. We just don't know. All right, more stuff coming in. Lots of UFOs lined up. Blake again. Let's hear what Blake has to say over there in Turkey.
All right, that video, it's an interesting one, and I'm appreciating everybody's comments. Brent, your opinion is interesting on what you think it is, and let me tell you, I have no idea. That's why we're sharing these videos. But this ancient city, we're trying to date it, and some of the locals say that this place has been run by many civilizations. It's hard to put a pinpoint accurate date on this location, but it's amazing on how they chiseled the sandstone and actually made it their living quarters. Now, again, a lot of more UFO videos into Third Phase Moon. Guys, I want to get your opinion on this one.
It seems that these sightings have become more frequent over the past couple months. We've been receiving all sorts of footage of these things that are shooting out of this, basically shooting out from space, entering our atmosphere and leaving this incredible display. We don't know, could this be some sort of space junk? Obviously it can, or could it be some sort of crashed or downed UFO? We just don't know. And some of these people over there at NASA, they're not telling us what's falling from our skies. It could be some sort of Russian satellite. There's all sorts of options on the table on what this could be, but another good sighting, a celestial event, that's a possibility too. It's just a good capture. More UFOs coming up. And if you could all do us a favor, smash that thumbs up.
All right, before we get to the next video, I wanted to give you a little insight of what some of this civilization lived like inside the walls of these mountains. And it's quite incredible. Could you imagine maybe 10, 20,000 years ago, people in ancient times came in here with their bare hands to chisel out these walls to open up living quarters. And it's amazing. And again, I haven't been here before. It's the first time, and we're just exploring this place. The place is extensive with labyrinths that lead to who knows where. And let me tell you, Cappadocia has a lot to offer. I think it means wild. They're pretty horses, and they're running wild all over the place around here. Now let's get to the next video. Brent, I want to get your thoughts, and I also want to get your thoughts from around the world, what you think it is. Take a look.
Just randomly in the middle of the forest, in the middle of nowhere, this, I don't even know. Anyway. Okay, my husband is on it. It's crazy. Like, where did this come from? Let me show you around surrounding areas. Hold on. Okay, so we can't figure out where this came from. How crazy. I'm gonna walk up to it. Okay, so here's my Forerunner. There's nothing else weird around here. And this is. is. The craziest thing. I don't want somebody's lame ass reasoning for this because there honestly isn't one.
Well, there's no trees broken.
Yeah, there's
Look at that.
nothing.
Look up the hill. Not even there.
Yeah. There's nothing. That's crazy. So this is up close. What? How does this even happen? We've gone up this road. There's never been anything here. How? And my husband climbed it, so it's like sturdy. What the hell? I'm sorry, this is giving me the heebie-jeebies. This is like too weird.
All right, this is definitely a mystery. This woman and her husband came across something strange. It's something that makes you wonder what's happening and how could this have been done? Some people may speculate that this is some sort of hoax and this was a plan, but I'm not sure. This is looking pretty authentic, especially I like the way this girl delivers her encounter, and they're filming this in real time, and they just came across something that they may never get the answer, and we might not either. Let's look at this event one more time. Dang, this is wild footage. How was this placed there? It looked like it was an event. Like this thing crashed hard. It fell from the sky, or like it was harnessed like from a helicopter or UFO, and it detached and hit the ground with such impact. It shattered the tree as it impacted the road right there. You see the scale of this thing. I think that's her husband standing next to this monolith of a tree right there, and it's just there. It didn't fall. It just stayed perfectly straight, vertical, and this is like one for the history books. How was this positioned there? Where did it come from? People may speculate that Bigfoot may have done this, and I believe if Bigfoot exists, we actually have some Bigfoot footage coming up in this episode. But look at this. Does Bigfoot have the power and the strength to smash a log of such scale and just hit it right there on the road? This is makes you wonder, are they looking for trails? Like maybe Bigfoot could have tossed this thing and just put his little stamp right in the middle of the road, and he's marking his territory, like back off. I'm not sure, but this one's again one for the record books. More videos coming in. This is a Bigfoot encounter that just happened with a family, so I'm gonna roll this one. This is interesting. Let's just play it.
He's not moving like a bear. Oh my goodness. It's definitely
Guys, don't look at the phone. You can see it.
Videotaping right now.
some air is gonna start flying down.
He's gone.
Okay, we're gonna get some close-ups of this. We see this creature, possible creature, off there at some distance, and he seems to be like knowing that he's being observed, and kind of seems to, take a little evasive action of trying to hide himself. I don't know. Could this be a hoax? This thing's pretty far off, whatever it is, and it has scale next to those trees, but still not enough information where I could really give you the size of this creature. But looking at it, does it look like a man in a suit? He's a little awkward there, but who knows how these creatures move, and these people were kind of in the middle of nowhere and managed to capture this elusive sighting off there in the distance. Look at it. It seems a little playful, like he's doing a little peekaboo right there. You can tell he knows he's being observed, and he's taking a little caution right there. What's your thoughts, guys? Is this legitimate Bigfoot footage or another hoax? People ask us, have you ever shared Bigfoot on Third Phase Moon? obviously we have, and we're just kind of dropping this one because it kind of had a relationship with the video we just shared with this tree put there in the middle of a back road. It could have been placed by Bigfoot. Well, we may never know. All right, more UFOs that just came in, and this guy has a nice sense of communicating his process on his captures. Listen.
I have sped this up 2 times the speed. And this is atmospheric electricity. Electric currents in the form of moving electrons and ions are continually flowing in the atmosphere. My point in this is, after 3 years of seeing these in this area, I believe I live within a few miles of 2 power plants. And I think maybe it's a power source. And we're like a spider web, and we're in the center. And the lines, the main lines go out and run all across the country. And in the main part here, where there's a lot of main power lines, there's a lot of electrons in the atmosphere. I just believe that they're charging up. Now, this is just my theory, but why are they coming back here every night and they use in the same area of the skies? Well, they move different places every night, but I mean, So my point is, I wonder if those of you that are seeing them like I am, do you live near a large power source? If you are, get back with me on this. It'd be interesting to know.
I really like where this gentleman's going with his process of thinking about these orbs that are basically in close proximity to nuclear power plants. This has been topic of conversations. They're getting next to sensitive areas, near nuclear silos, battleships, and obviously nuclear power plants. And he's capturing the phenomenon. And with his really good night vision cameras, we're seeing these orbs. He does not believe this is just regular commercial traffic. He's thinking this is the phenomenon in plain sight, and he's capturing it. And I like his idea. I definitely do believe if, ET was around, they're going to look at these things and maybe harness some power from them to charge up too. We just don't know. Or they could be ours, using them as battery cells too, where they don't need to plug in. They just get right next to it and maybe absorb the power within the plants itself. We just don't know. But again, we're looking at the phenomenon. He said that he was speeding this, ×2, I think. So it shows the sequence happening more in a pleasing eye right here. But we're seeing orbs and escorts, and they're coming out of nowhere. I don't think these are satellites. I think they're within our atmosphere, fairly close to the ground. What's your thoughts, guys? Pretty cool episode. If everybody just joined us, we see a lot of people piling in, and this one again caught our eye, and that's why we shared it right there in the beginning. What's your thoughts? What do you think this UFO is? This basically saw blade craft, a dark object floating up there in the sky with these sharp edges, and you do see a rotation. It's moving like a clock with these pointed edges. If this was a weapon, I would be running. This thing looks something out of a horror movie. Is this legit? I want to roll this again, and everybody has a keen eye. Are we looking at something, no CGI in here? I'm ruling out AI. I don't believe this has any dose of AI in here, but it could be done CGI. It's a possibility, but I just like the way it looks authentic. I like the camera shake, the way it zooms in and out. I would have preferred to see more of this footage. It just happened for, about 7 seconds. I wish it could have been longer. Now this one again, the cube-shaped UFO making its rounds again at 30,000 feet. What's your thoughts, guys? Is this thing moving at 400 to 500 miles an hour? Look how it just goes. The person really did a good job trying to capture this, because you only have a moment of time, a short moment of time to capture this as you're just looking out to the left and you see an object and you got to pull out your camera and then go bam and then see this object scream across your little window that you have in these commercial airliners. So hats off to the person that caught this. They did an excellent job. Now the big question is, what is this damn thing? It looks metal. It looks like a square metal box, and with no means of propulsion. This is no average drone. I believe these could be, something otherworldly, monitors or some sort of, probe, just a probe drone. Scouts. They're scouts. They could just be scouts. Now let's go to this video again. This one had us thinking about how this was possible.
We can't figure out where this came from. How crazy. I'm gonna walk up to it. Okay, so here's my Forerunner. There's nothing else weird around here. And this is the craziest thing. And I don't want somebody's lame ass reasoning for this, because there honestly isn't one.
No, there's no trees broken.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Look up the hill. Not even there.
Yeah. There's nothing. That's crazy. So this is up close. What? How does this even happen? We've gone up this road. There's never been anything here. How? And my husband climbed it, so it's like sturdy. What the hell? I'm sorry, this is giving me the heebie-jeebies. This is like too weird.
I want to thank everybody from around the world who joined us in this incredible episode. The UFOs, they're happening every day. And if you've captured anything amazing, don't forget my email is in the description below. Film it, upload that video to social media, copy paste that link to my email. We might share it to the world. Everybody, keep your eyes on the skies. Blake Cousins from Turkey. We'll see you next time.
You're either on the side of the law or you're not. The only way you're going to get to it is somebody at that executive level that says enough is enough, cut the money off, bring these people in, let's go.
This is not to be talked about any further. And if you do, something can happen.
All we need is one to be accurate. And this whole concept of UFO crash retrieval non-existing completely falls apart.
Everybody wants to be in there. Can you give any kind of sneak peek of what that's like?
That organization has had the ability since the 60s to hit a button and simulate an alien attack on the planet using these technologies.
Serious questions tonight amid a growing number of drone sightings.
How do you set up a believable false flag and operations that looks like it's alien when it isn't?
So when it happens, they're not shocked, they're not stunned. They can say, oh, we knew this was going to happen.
Which is potentially the most dangerous, where they're talking about quote unquote catastrophic disclosure.
They put it into secrecy, they deny, and then they shut the people up.
and the president doesn't know about, that is an existential threat to humanity.